Season 5 of Cobra Kai is released on Netflix this weekend, and here's a spoiler review. So we left Season 4 with the All Valley tournament and Tori getting the ring and finding out that Silver cheated, and Miguel going to Mexico, and with Miyagi-Do and Ego-Fan having to close down as they lost the tournament. And that set up for a big season in Season 5, and it felt like we know the direction that the season was going to go in, as we had Daniel asked for the help of Chosen to take down Terry Silver, and we had Miguel and his journey to find his dad in Mexico. So it felt like we knew the direction that this season was going in, with taking down Terry Silver and finding Miguel's dad in Mexico. And overall, I feel like the season did deliver on everything that you would expect to see from a Cobra Kai season. And I felt like the weight of the season was a lot heavier, and it was a lot more than just about karate. As I said, it had like real impact on the characters. And due to it having more of an impact than just going for an All Valley, it felt like some of the characters did get sidelined throughout the season. Characters like Hawk and Demetrius, who were big parts of last season's or seasons previously, didn't have as big as a role in this season, as there wasn't a competition to worry about, and we didn't get a lot of the high school drama that we've gotten in the past seasons. And I feel like it worked this season, as you can see the characters evolving throughout. However, a negative I would say about, I feel like some plots were rushed, some didn't get enough development at all, and you can see that throughout the season. Also, we had Terry Silver as our bad for this season, and overall I thought that he was a very good villain throughout the season, and he's probably one of the best villain that we've had in Cobra Kai so far. So going into specifics, I'm going to start off with Miguel and his dad and that storyline. And as I said, the last season of Season 4 really set up that this season was going to be looking at Miguel and his father and the journey of finding his father, as Johnny was really filling in that gap for Miguel from when they met each other. He was his father figure, and now he wants to meet his real dad, and I thought this was going to play out a lot more than it actually did throughout the season, and I felt that it was way too short, only really having 2 episodes to develop. And also with this plotline, even once Miguel got back from Mexico back to America, him and his father were never really mentioned again, and it didn't have any consequences to it. You would feel like the experience of meeting your dad, realizing he doesn't know anything about you, would have something to do with his character development throughout the season. And it was showing that, or it was said that, he had to figure stuff out, and going to Mexico helped figure it out. But it didn't really look like it had an impact on Miguel, and I was hoping it had a bit more based on where we left last season and how it looked like it was going to be an important part of this season. And I felt like a couple more episodes with Miguel and his father would have done a lot more for the show and for Miguel in this season. Moving into Johnny, and I feel like he had a lot of character development, and he done really well with Johnny throughout this season. As we've had at the start of Season 5, Johnny repairing everything with Robbie, and both of them going out to try and help Miguel, realising that as he said, that he's failed Miguel, and he's trying to make it better with Miguel and both Robbie. Also, adding in the fact that him and Carmen are going to have a baby also helped Johnny character development, as you can see throughout the series that how Johnny changed, realising that he has another opportunity to be a better father than he was with Robbie. Also build his relationship with Robbie and Miguel through that situation, as you saw when he tried to help Miguel and Robbie clear up their beef that they've had together. And I'm glad they got past that, as it's been 4 seasons, and with the fact now they're having a baby, that was a good opportunity to get them both on the same side, to go against Cobra Kai, and the different ways he was trying to go about it to get those two at least on the same page with each other really shows where he's come from Season 1, when he didn't really have any ambition or didn't really know what he was doing, to where he's come from now, and he's trying to be a better person. And I thought what they've done with Johnny in this season was really good. Moving on into Daniel, and he was with Chosen for most of the season really, and those two as a duo were really good, as they were always coming up with ways trying to stop Terry Silver. And let me quickly get the negatives out of the way, as I don't think there's a lot of negatives, and it's just that at points they were really silly in their decision making and very gullible. For example, like when Daniel's at the event with his wife, and then he lets Terry Silver get in his head and ruins the whole event. But on the positive side, I really like those two together, and I thought Chosen was a really good addition to Daniel, as he was able to add the comedic side to the partnership. And also, it was really nice seeing them come up with ways to try and stop Terry Silver. Also, another good thing with Daniel in this season was how far should he go for this. As you can see throughout the season, he really wants to take Terry down. But how far should he go? Should he ruin his marriage and relationships that he has just to do it. And it was real interesting to see how he tackled that throughout the season. Even trying to get out Johnny, saying, "You started this, you should help me do this," to almost quitting doing karate to save his relationship with his wife. And I think that was needed to have the real world effect, as throughout Cobra Kai you can see how it can get really put in a bubble with everything just about karate, and everything has to evolve around karate. But having a real aspect about having family and the decisions and how far you need to take it was really nice to see from Daniel's character. And moving on into Terry Silver, and based off of last season, we've had him frame increase, and now he's taken over Cobra Kai and want to expand. And throughout this season, Terry Silver is a real good villain. I feel like he's the best villain that we've had throughout this show so far. Also, because he knows what he wants with expanding Cobra Kai, he's able to do it by cheating and winning in the All Valley. And he has the money and the resources, plus the skill to be able to defeat our heroes in the sense of Johnny and Daniel. And also the plan to use the World Tournament as a way to expand Cobra Kai and really dominate the karate scene with Cobra Kai. And that really added to his character, as I said, he was able to technically fight himself, which makes him a foe. And with all the money and resources and everyone that he knows, he's also cunning in everything that Daniel and Chosen are planning to do. You're also feeling, does Terry know? Does he have a plan for this? What's he going to respond? And I thought that really added to the season, and that really elevated his character throughout this season. And with him getting arrested, I'm wondering how they're going to do him in Season 6, and if he's going to return in Season 6 and onwards. Next off, we have the World Karate Tournament. That takes place during Episode 8. And whilst we realise that's what Terry's goal is the whole time, it makes sense, as that's the tournament to expand his karate, to expand Cobra Kai. And I feel like this would have been a good place to end the season with the fight that happened during Season 8, with both Miyagi-Do plus Eagle Fang and Cobra Kai both qualifying for the tournament. I felt like that would have been a good place to lead the episode, or to leave the season, and for next season, Season 6, if there's a Season 6, have them prepare to fight for that, and basically the winner takes all. And that, I thought that's how it was going to end, leading off into Season 6, going on with both camps preparing for the tournament. And going off into the ending of the season, I thought the season ended very strongly with having the fight at Cobra Kai Center, with having Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang going against Cobra Kai, trying to download the footage of Terry Silver admitting to cheating to Tori and exposing him, whilst also having the fights with Chosen, Terry Silver, and having Mike and Johnny have their fights as well. And they took the last episode in particular very far with the fighting, in terms of actually having swords and weapons now. And I wasn't expecting that, and I thought it worked all throughout the final episode, as it added more stake and more pressure on what was going to happen at the end. And also having the final showdown with Daniel and Terry Silver, after everything Daniel's been through throughout this season, trying to take down Terry Silver, having it more or less being down to this 1v1, and using Terry Silver's lessons against him was a really good way to end the season. And having it off with Terry going to jail. And with Terry going to jail, does that mean we'll not see him in Season 6? I'm not too sure. Hopefully he will return in some way, as he was such a good villain throughout this season, and you would hate to lose him now. And also on the other side, having Kreese escape from jail. So it looks like Kreese is going to be the new main villain back again for Season 6, if we have a Season 6, I keep on saying. And what direction they're going to take it. We have Cobra Kai more or less falling apart now, and we're not sure if Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang are going to come back together, and to see if they go to the tournament in Japan. So it'll be interesting to see it, and how Kreese ties into all of this. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and what's your thoughts on this season and Cobra Kai in general.